So here we're given this experimental program that was tested out in 2 classes in each of 32 schools. So that means a total of 64 classes. And there are 37 teachers. And they were assigned each teacher was assigned to at least 1 class. We're also told that not more than 3 of the classes, so we could have either a teacher assigned to 1 class, 2 classes, or 3. And we're told that if n is the number of teachers who taught 3 classes, then what's the least and the greatest possible value? So I'll start with the most general case and say if this is x, this is y, and this is n. This is the number of teachers that taught 1 class, 2 class, and 3 classes. Then we know that this sum, it's the total number of teachers, which we're given as 37. Now the number of classes they would teach would be x times 1 plus y times 2 plus n times 3, and that has to match up to 64. So these are my 2 relationships. My goal is to find the least and the greatest possible value of n. So I'm going to subtract the top one from the bottom. So the x term would drop out. I'm going to get 2n plus y, because I have a 3n here and an n, 2y, and a y, is equal to 64 minus 37, which is 27, which means n is 27 minus y over 2. Now, x, y, and n have to be integers, so the greatest possible value of n would be when y is 1, in which case n would be 26 over 2, or 13. That would be actually the upper limit. But let's see that if the solution works out. Y is 1, x is 13. If you look at that, that gives me x is 37 minus 14, or 23. And the total number of classes has to be 64. So 23 times 1 plus 1 times 2 plus 13 times 3. That's 23 plus 2 plus 39. That's 41 plus 23. Indeed, that's 64. So we know that n has to be less than or equal to 13. Now with that alone, we can pick the answer as A. But for completion, let me just also do what the least possible value, and that would be when y is 27. In that case, n would be 0. But let's check. So in that case, x would be 10. So 10 teachers teach 1 class, 27 teach 2 classes, and none teach 0. So this would be 10 classes, 27 times 2 is 54. If you add them, indeed adds up to 64 classes. So n is between 0 and 13. So the answer is choice A.